Here we are at the facility. I'm just gonna get set up here so that I can make my switch. I can't do all this with just one hand, so I need this wrench here to control my panel and my thing for uncoupling. So we're gonna pull ahead a little bit so we can get past that spur, and we can access that. And like I said, we're dropping off these 3 tank cars and picking up a box car. So we're going to drop that off there by switching. Obviously, my brakeman would switch that. So here's how you switch these. All of these control everything in the paint facility. So there's four switches here. So I turn the power on. These are all servo run. So these are servo testers, which I love because you can control them slowly and it makes it seem realistic, almost like switching a backsaver manually. So here's the one I need to switch first. As you can see, I can do it real slow if I want, and I can do it, back and forth, whatever I choose to do. So once I get it lined up, I need to make sure that one's lined up, and also that one. In this case, it is. So I'm going to back the train up because I'm going right there. I'm dropping off right there. So here's the train backing up now. And while I'm doing this, you're going to see that the unit train is coming through. But it is cleared. So as I go back here, sorry about this gate. I started to fix the little servos under there. They're moving around, so it's not allowing me to do this the right way. So I'm going real slow because even though the gates are down, I still have to get somebody with a flag to stand there and make sure that there's no traffic. So I'll stop it right there. I'll ask the brakeman to not only clear the traffic, but also open up this gate right here. And the way you do that is by taking this little lid opens up, and there's a little crank in there, just like that one. I just got to put a lid on here. The only reason why I have that is just to protect it from catching it with your pants or something and breaking it. So this crank, as you turn it counterclockwise, it opens up the gate. So let me show you how that works. Here's the gate. So you can open it nice and slow. It makes it more realistic looking. And then once I have it open, what I'm going to do is uncouple right at this point so that I can just shove and then be set up to pull away. So I'm going to do that, and then now I can back the train up. Oops. There we go. That was silly. I went the wrong way. Okay. I can back the train up now. I'll try to go a little slower. I'll just leave this here so you can see it happening. So as we do that, obviously I gotta be careful there. There's a lot of explosive chemicals here, and hopefully I can clear this gate. Looks like I'm not going to be able to. Maybe just by a smidge. I think I got it, even though I knocked over the bumper here at the end, but whatever. I might have to extend that a little bit, but it's supposed to only take two cars anyway. So I'm going to now pull out, and it should be uncoupled already. Oops. I had to get loose over there. And then I'm going to stop the train once again, ask the brakeman to close the gate. It looks like I'm just clearing it. Yep. There we go. And now I'm going to pick up the boxcar that's inside this warehouse here, but I gotta once again have the brakeman open that gate. So this is the other crank on this side. So I'm done with this. This one is for this gate. So I open that up, and now I'm going to take my train and make the switch. So pull up a little bit. The brakeman is going to switch number 4 in this case, which is, oops. Of course, everything has to go wrong when I'm trying to videotape this. This never happens, but there it is. Okay, and then I'm going to back up. And the neighborhood's probably really upset with me right now because I'm blocking the street here for a long time, but I've seen that happen. Plus, this is a very this is like a side street, and there's not much going on here, so I don't know why the train just suddenly took off. Oh boy, I'm just having lots of luck with this video right now. All right, I don't want to knock down the fence. So here we go. One more try at this. I'm going to pick up this boxcar. Hopefully I made that couple. Let's see. Yep, looks like I'm good. The choppiness is due to 2 reasons here. One is that I have these micro-train coupler things, which have all that springiness to them. I kind of hate them. But that's what they came with, so I don't, until I get time to change all that stuff out, I'm just going to deal with it. This fence also got a little low here, so I got to lift it eventually. Okay, so now that I have my box car and my brakeman is on the train again, I'm going to continue forward and leave this facility. But before I do that, we have to get this switch cleared for the main once again. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to clear. And what I do is, instead of locking, it would be locking that switch manually, I just turn the power off. That's like how I know that I'm done with this, and the servos are not getting any power, and so they won't burn out or anything like that. I like to put switches on my servos because if they're running all the time, there's a possibility they might run hot and then burn out. Okay, so here we go. We're on the main again. Now we're gonna go over to the lumber facility. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the train up, get it going, and now let's go back to the panel to see if this patcher can help us figure that out. This chair out of the way. So now this patcher is going to find a route for us. This is where I have that dead spot, so that's why I'm bypassing generally. But right now I'm on that second main. What you see here is the train we were just using, and then the top one here is the unit train. So as we get into that block, you can see that the trains are going in opposite directions here, but they're obviously not going to collide because they've been set up correctly by the dispatcher. So I'm going to speed up the local train a little bit so we can get more into this video. And let me just go chase it a little bit. I'm just trying to figure out right now a route to get myself to the lumber facility in the right direction. And I think I know what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is, as the train comes through, it's about to hit this block here, I'm going to put it onto the short line. I'm going to make sure that all my switches here are clear for the yard, and that I can take this line all the way through. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to hit the reverse loop here. So let me make sure I'm lined up for that. But first I got to be careful because, as you can see, the unit train is there. But once I hit this reverse reverse loop, then I can go up the 2%, kind of chasing the unit train, and then here's where I need to go. So here comes the train we were just using before. It's going to make the crossover here, and again, once I clear the signal, once I clear the crossover rather, I'm going to clear the mains once again, because I know that's a big no-no if you just leave the switch like that. So I call dispatcher, I say I'm done with that, and then just make sure that this is clear. Well, there we go. Okay, so let me chase down the train. Oh, and by the way, I'm super new at this stuff, so I don't know if I'm doing the right thing by calling dispatcher or not calling dispatcher or whatever, but just from the videos that I've seen on operation sessions, I think that's what's supposed to happen. So that dispatcher knows, even though he can see the train hitting the blocks, he can understand that the train is actually clear. And because I don't have my caboose powered wheels yet, the back of the train is not being detected right now. So the train's very long. It might look like it's cleared on the block detection, but it's really not. So that's why I'm calling dispatcher. I'm assuming that's how you do it. Okay, so now the unit train is obviously getting past the town now, and I need to access that same track. So I'm going to ask dispatcher to give me access to that main. So let's go back to the panel, and let's get clearance for that since there's no train right there. And then we're going to go ahead on our route over to the lumberyard. So here it comes. My town I'm pretty happy with so far. It's coming along nicely. I got some neighbors over here, the garage. I painted the lines and stuff, but I still have to weather the roads. And again, the crossing gates work beautifully. It's just that I have to get the servos working better. And I'm still missing one sensor, so that's why they're a little bit wacky sometimes. There's a sensor that's supposed to go right here before this gate. So once I do that, they'll work even better. So now we're clearing the town, and we're heading into the mountain and to the countryside before we hit the lumberyard. So we need access to that lumberyard turnout, so I'm going to go ahead and ask dispatcher to give us access for that, since we are now clear. Unit train has cleared over here. See, it's already in that block, and we want to go here. So we're coming up. Dispatcher's going to give us access to the lumber track, which is main number 2, which is where we should be. Rather, main number 1 is for the lumber. The coal train is using main number 2 right now. So as it comes up, you can see it just engaged that block, and here it is. It's making its way up, and once it goes past that turnout, then we'll be ready to switch out some cars. Now, I need a little bit of room because I'm delivering not only a well, I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to deliver that center beam car, but it's second from last, so I have to leave the boxcar behind first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the train right about there. And the problem is that I'm on an incline. So since I've cleared the switch, let me tell the dispatcher that they can clear that track once again for the unit train. And now, let me do some work here. I'm going to bring my chair back. This is a lot easier with 2 hands.